I'm so happy to tell you that my old/new album Pacifica is finally available on Spotify. Promoting alternative, really alternative music is hard as it is, but if it's created over a decade ago, it's pretty much impossible. So why not launch Pacifica as a fresh release, a collection? And why not make mainstream music in the first place? In this video I will talk about this and also about the album itself. The link to the album on Spotify is listed in the description below. It's up to you if you want to listen to the album first and then come back to this video. The majority of the 9 tracks on Pacifica are recorded 2009 or close by, so that's why I chose that year as the original release date for Pacifica. But these tracks have actually never been released together as an album. I could have released it as a collection, but a fresh release, as that would have been so much easier to promote. Most people want news, and for those who look for older music, a decade is not old enough. I just like to have it listed in chronological order. I think it's always interesting to see the progression an artist have made, to see how one era connects to another. I used to see it as a problem that my music is quite diverse in several genres, but one way to present it organized is by year. I chose to put these 9 tracks on an album together because I feel they had several red threads that I could neatly tie together. When I say my music is alternative, I mean that I usually don't follow conventional ways to make music. It's not important to me that my music is heard by as many people as possible. I'm only interested in finding my audience. So without a label backing me for promotion, it's so hard to promote my music that I've just decided to go all in and do everything exactly the way I want to. There is still this idea that being picked up by a record company means that you made it, that you will break through. That is not really the case with alternative music. I'm not saying this applies to every alternative artist and alternative record labels, but the deals are usually pretty bad. Some will pay your expenses for producing an album, but since they are taking a huge risk on you as a non-mainstream artist, if the album makes a profit, you will never see a dime of that money. There are numerous examples of artists that have made this deal and they have gained popularity and bringing in huge amounts of money for the company and being poor themselves. And in some deals, the labels even expect you to pay for the production yourself. They kind of lend their label as a stamp of approval, and that just doesn't sit right with me. I've also been approached by people in the industry where it's clear that they don't really understand or are interested in my type of music, and they wanted me to change a bunch of things that I'm not ready to change. I'm grateful for advice, but I've learned the hard way who is worth taking it from. I don't want to change things only for the sake of appealing to a more mainstream audience. Bad deals happen to mainstream artists as well, of course, but alternative artists are more prone to accept them because they know they might never get a fair deal no matter how hard they work. It's not that people don't listen to alternative music. In fact, many search for it and have a hard time finding what they really like. We have an overflow of media all around us, and pieces that aren't fast and easy to consume easily drown. The algorithms of social media don't favor music with slow intros and that are harder to categorize. I'm on my own. I'd rather put in my energy into creating music that is truly from my heart, from my inner world. And I'd rather create music for that fraction of an audience that really likes my music for what it is and for being unique. So about the album itself. Pacifica is almost entirely a cappella, and most of the tracks use looping of my voice, either live looping or layered in the studio. Some songs are improvised and others are strictly composed. Some have lyrics in various languages, and in others I use my voice without words, more comparable to instrumental music. Pacifica is slow, dreamy. It's music for stillness and solitude. I make various types of music as an artist, but I really wanted a whole album with just this side of me as a singer and composer. The first and longest track, Oma Armain, is also the soundtrack for a short art video I made in 2008. A lone horse is walking in a suburban area in Umeå in Sweden. In the lyrics, one might recognize fractions of a Finnish tango song called Satuma, or Fairy Tale Land. It's a beloved song about longing for a place beyond the sea that you can only reach through imagination, and where your beloved is waiting. It's very romantic, but given Finland's history of war, it's also dark and melancholic. A phrase from this song is actually tattooed on my arm, as I feel the power of imagination is what sums up art and music for me. The video piece is called The Grass Will Be Greener and is part of the collection of Skövde Art Museum in Sweden. It's really meant to be screened through projection, but I might put the whole film on this channel. I feel the theme and the slow build-up of this song makes a fitting intro for the album. Many tracks on this album has a melancholic feel, but it's not really about darkness and sadness. It's just not that instant gratification kind of happiness. Have you ever climbed up a mountain and paused at the top, looking out? It's that feeling. You reflect on the past and the future, but you're also hyper-aware of this moment. The second track, Derain or Derain, it means mountain, and this is recorded live with a very good friend of mine, Aron Hidman. He's an incredibly talented Swedish composer and musician. We don't see each other that much because we live at the opposite ends of this country, but we have created and performed music together numerous times. On this song we had decided a few elements, but most of it is improvised. Number 3, Metallitza, is the oldest song on this album. I'm a little bit unsure exactly when this recording is from. It might be the earliest recording from 2003 or 4, I believe, but it might also have been from 2008. I remastered this track a few years ago, so that's when I lost the original date on the track. The lyrics of the song is in Russian. The title means snowstorm, and the lyrics are: a song about a friend, I walk alone out in the snowstorm. I was heavily inspired, and I still am, by East European singing. The song is about mourning the loss of a friend, not necessarily through death, but the ending of a friendship. Number 4 and 6 are short snippets of improvisation. I included them on the album because they just fitted as bridges between the other songs. Number 5, Horses, is done by live looping, so meaning I'm singing a layer and then that plays back to me and I immediately sing another layer over it. And number 7, Overtone Duet. You can hear this song and a video for it on my YouTube channel. I'll also link that below. This is also live looping, but in only 2 layers, and you can also hear overtones in this song. There are many techniques to sing overtones, and mine is not the technique mostly used when you really want to enhance those overtones. I prefer this technique of singing overtones because I don't want to compromise too much with the pronunciation of words and melody. And the last 2 songs are also me doing a choir with myself. There's a little bit of a water theme going on this album. For example, Nor means a small stream of water connecting 2 waters. It's a Swedish word. A song about a friend. 2008. I remastered this. I remastered the track. Jag missade tåget så jag inväntar nästa. Nej då. Ja.